Welcome to today's webinar, Create and Launch Your Digital Products. There you go. Thank you, Marcia.
Okay, well, welcome to 90 minutes of the time that you are going to be so happy that you invested into yourself. And I am very excited to be here. So I did put in the chat because I do know how to do a training and run the chat too. But I did put in the chat, get your pen and paper because you are going to want to take notes. Cut off all your distractions because I know we could be doing other things because you don't want to miss this. And write your questions down, save them to the end because I will be answering questions at the end. So I hope you guys are ready to go. So I always like to say do something different because sometimes we go to trainings or webinars or even master classes, and there's so many things that we want to do to grow our business, but we keep doing the same thing. We leave a training and we do the same thing. And like Amy Porterfield says, sometimes you have to DSD, you have to do something different. With just half of a year left, we want to do something different. So whatever hadn't been working in the first year, first part of this year, I hope that you think to yourself, when I leave here, I need to do something different. So today I want to call this Turn Your Expertise into a Digital Product that builds your brand and generates revenue. And it's actually true. So we want to create simple digital products. I'm going to show you 3 samples today that will help you build your list, your email list, because that is huge, building your list, increase your visibility so people get to know you, and ultimately generate additional revenue. And as Jennifer said, I am Marsha Lynn Hudson. I had to brand my whole name because when I first started, there was another Marsha Hudson doing what I was doing. So I am Marsha Lynn Hudson, a personal brand and business growth strategist. So I like to start off telling people that what do we think about when we think of ourselves? Some of us are experts, some of us are consultants, or you want to be, or you're a speaker, or you're an entrepreneur, and you have a lot of knowledge. Most of the people that I work with, mainly all of the people I work with, have a lot of knowledge. They're older, they have expertise, they've been doing this, they have experience, but they haven't packaged all of that knowledge, expertise, and experience into a product that will create additional income, visibility, and opportunity. Sometimes we're all over the place. We're scattered, we're stuck, and we just want to do too many things. And today in the training, I am going to teach you because broad equals broke and specific equals sales. And it's so true. And so sometimes we have too many ideas. And so it's very hard to focus in on what matters most. And when we do that, we'll see our business grow. But when we don't, as a result, we continue trading time for money and leaving potential revenue on the table. And we don't want to do that, right? So I thought about this a house, a beautiful business is like a house, and we all, we live somewhere, right? But you can have a whole lot of things and stuff, like I call it, and have a big business or a small business, or you're starting a business, but without a foundation, it will not last. And sometimes when people come to me and they're like, Marsha, I want to get on Facebook, I want to be on LinkedIn, I want to be on this, and I do think social media is a tool, but that is not what will get you clients because social media is changing, the algorithms change every week. Your posts stay about 48 hours. But what will make your business last is a foundation, okay? So you can have all of the tools and talents and ideas in the world, but without the right foundation, which we're going to talk about today, growth will never be stable. It will just be all over the place. So we have to have a foundation before we move forward. So you might say, okay, well, Marsha, what is that? And what does that start with? Well, it starts with your brand. Everybody needs a brand, even Amazon, okay? Everybody in any industry, any business, everybody needs a brand. So write that down, okay? Put, I need a brand. And you might say, well, what is that? I had a client say, Marsha, what is a brand? A brand is clarity. I need to know if I am your ideal client, I need to be clear on what you can do for me. I need to be clear on what, and it doesn't need to be industry jargon or all of that. A product helps that, as we're going to talk about that today. So, Marcia, you might say, well, what do you mean clarity? You got to have structure. Structure means you cannot be all over the place. You have to have the one thing that solves the problem I have. Then you have to have a system. A system is something you do on a weekly basis, not sometimes or when you feel like it. And that creates success. And I will tell you, this is true. Everything outside of that will not bring success. We don't need to chase success. We can attract it. So we can attract the people that we want when we build a brand that starts with clarity. So with a digital product, you can actually make money while you sleep. I know people make it off of me because sometimes I'm buying digital products online at 10:30, 12, or whatever. You can actually make money while you sleep. You don't have to always be on. Okay. And so when we talk about the three types of digital products I'll teach you about today, they can actually make money for you while you're shopping or while you're sleeping or while you're taking the kids somewhere because it is up there 24/7 and it doesn't require you to be on. Okay. So when we don't have a digital product for our brand, it's very hard to make extra revenue without us always being on. So you might say, well, what's the challenge? Here's the challenge what I've known, and I've been in business a while. And since 2023, I went full time as a strategist and a business growth coach. Well, what I've been seeing over these last 3 to 4 years that I've been full time, most people have at least one digital product inside of them. They do. But they let a week go by. Then they let a month go by. Then you look up at 6 months, then it's years. And they could have been using something like a guide or a playbook. And we're going to show these today, a template bundle, an audio course. Some of these we can make in actually a day. We can make them in a day or a few days. The problem is that they never create it. And then life happens and then everything else comes in the way. And it's not because they don't have expertise, because I know all of you on here have expertise. It is something you know, it is something you do, it is something you're good at, and it is something that people will pay for if it solves a problem. And I know that to be true about all of you who are on here, because sometimes when we lack clarity or we lack structure and we lack this simple process, we don't make this digital product that's inside of us that we've been talking about. Sometimes I meet people, they're like, Marcia, I've been wanting to do this for a year. I've been wanting to do this for 5 years. I've been wanting to do this for 10 years. And it doesn't take that. Okay, so whatever brought you here today, I hope you'll put it in the chat. Yeah, do that for me. Put it in the chat. What brought you here today? Okay, what brought you? I remember when I was trying to think about how I grow my business, and I would go to trainings or I would work with a coach or whatever. The things that brought me to that place was I wanted to know how to grow my business. Where was the gap? What hadn't been working, and how can I do something different that will work? Okay, so whatever brought you here today, just put it in the chat. But the good thing is I have good news for you. Whatever, but you might say, Marsha, I've been stuck. Or you might say, I've been scattered. Or you might say, I just need to know the next step. Or you might say, I don't know where my gap is. Or you might say, I need a breakthrough. Well, I have good news. And get this, one day could change everything. Now, we're only going to be here a little while and it is going to go fast. But after that, the decisions you make, the discipline you decide to commit to, one day can actually change everything for the second part of 2026. So, and you can feel free to take screenshots if you like. So what will you learn today? We're going to talk about what is a digital product. Sometimes it's entrepreneurs, experts, business owners. We hop into things, but we don't know the full gist of what it is, okay? So we're going to learn what's a digital product, what will a digital product do for your brand, because we don't want you to spend 90 minutes here getting information that's not going to help you with your brand and your business and bring in money. We will talk about how using AI, touch on it a little bit, will help you with ideas for a digital product. Some people are like, I don't want to think about AI. It's here and it's a great tool. It doesn't take over for you, but it's a great tool for helping. And then I want to go over 3 samples for you in case you say, I think I need to create a digital product. Well, these are the top 3 for now that people actually want. Okay. It doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be drawn out. And it definitely doesn't need to be a whole lot of information. So we're going to look at digital product 1. And I'm also going to show you some behind the screen screenshots too. Playbook or a guide, digital product 2, templates. People really like templates. And digital product 3, which is really getting to be big, audio course. They can listen at the gym. They can listen while they're walking. They can listen in the car. And you don't, good news is you don't have to make up your face or get anything ready because it's audio. So this is what we're going to go over today. Be sure and write your questions down because I am going to leave time at the end to answer those questions. So a little bit about me, okay? And Jennifer kind of talked about me too. I am Marsha Ann Hudson, and I spend most of my time helping experts, consultants, speakers, entrepreneurs with the same problem. I don't work with everybody, I don't take everybody, and I do not chase clients, okay? But I work with people who want to clarify their message, attract their clients consistently. Most of my clients have clients, but it's not consistent, but we want consistent. And I also help them use AI. So they're not constantly posting on social media. Social media is not going to bring in you clients. Okay. So I do help people who don't want to be overwhelmed with that. Like Jennifer said, I am the creator of the Success Trifecta. And if you want to know more about that, I'll tell you later how to reach me. My latest book, Women Who Rock the Stage. And we do have our men too. We like our men clients. I am a speaker, trainer, consultant, and business growth strategist, and I love it. I taught at the college for 25 years here in Houston. I was a literature professor and I loved it, but I transitioned in 2023 to go on my own and create a life that I wanted to live. And people know me as the Queen of Systems because I'm all about systems. Okay. So that's a little bit about me. But today is not about me. Okay. Today is about you. So I hope you have that pen and paper and you are ready. So, what is a digital product, Marsha? And I will tell you this, I'm not all about things taking forever, things being difficult, things overwhelming you. That's not me. I'm not about difficulty, overwhelm. You need to be technical. You need to know all of this. No, my clients don't want that. So a digital product is your expertise. So think about yourself. What are you good at? Okay. And we package it into something that people can access, use, and learn from. Creating a digital product for your business is wonderful. It's wonderful. And people, when they're on the go and and they need to know more about you before they move to something big that you offer, can you imagine if they got a $17 digital product that you created, or a $27 or a $37, low entry tickets, and they get to know your expertise is packaged. When we're stuck and we're scattered and we're all over the place, people won't buy, even if it's $1. People won't even get it if it's free. Sometimes we think it's free. People don't even want free stuff if it doesn't match what they're looking for. Secondly, a digital product is a solution to a problem, okay, and it's delivered digitally. I put the workbook in the chat. Eddie put the workbook in the chat. It's a digital workbook. It is a solution to a problem. Today, we're talking about how to create a digital product. So the problem could be, I don't know how to create a digital product. I don't know what to do for a digital product. I don't know how to get started with my expertise for a digital product. That's the problem. The solution is a workbook or something like that. So think about you. Okay. What product could you create to solve what one solution to a problem? not 3 problems, 5 problems, 1 product per problem. Now you might say, well, Marsha, my clients have 3 problems. Well, you need 3 different digital products. Never put several product problems in a digital product. Okay, 1 per eye. Write that down. Take a screenshot if you like. And lastly, a digital product allows you to turn what you know into income, impact, and opportunities. So it's nothing huge. It's nothing big. It doesn't take 6 months. It doesn't take 3 months. It just takes a decision and discipline. So what does it do? It takes what you know. Think about you. What do you know? And I know you know a lot. Okay, I know you know a lot. How can you turn it into income? And not just income. How can you turn it into impact? People need what you have. People need what you offer. People, it's 4.6 billion people that's online, that's everywhere, that's trying to learn stuff. People need your impact. And it also creates so many opportunities to get on a podcast, or opportunities to be on a summit, or opportunity to speak, or opportunity to do a training with a group of people, or opportunities to help somebody along the way with the problem that you solve. So it's not even just about income. It's not just about income, it's about opportunity. Opportunities open the door for your business to grow. Okay, so that's the first thing. So I hope you took that down a note. Be sure and write your questions down, because I will answer those at the end. The second thing we want to talk about today, and I am going to show you some examples. So if you've left me and you're playing on the phone, come back to me. What will a digital product do for your brand and your business? So I was thinking about that. For me, I don't want to waste time. I don't want to be doing things that don't matter. I don't want to be adding to my already busy schedule. I don't want that for my life. Jennifer mentioned I'm creating a life. I'm designing a life and a business that I truly want. Okay, I'm over 50. All right, I'm really over 50. I don't want all of that. I want something that's going to work for my brand, which we talked about your brand. Your brand is everything that people know about you. Jeff Bezos said your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And I'll say that again. Jeff Bezos said your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. It's not about what you posted on LinkedIn. It's not about what you posted on Instagram, okay? It's about what people are saying about you when you're not in the room. They're at Starbucks, or there's like, oh, I met this person is great. Or they're somewhere at an event, I met this person's great. So what will a digital product do for your brand? It helps people to talk about you, help people to remember you and your business. Okay, 3 things I wanted to put on here for today. Of course, it's a whole lot more, but it's so much I can do in a small 90-minute period. But I'm hoping you walk away with what you need to, and say to yourself, one day can change things for me. Okay. First thing, it creates additional income. And what I like to say, it works too, because I think of one of my friends on here, Holly. I order something almost every day. Okay. It works. It creates additional income. A digital product allows you to generate revenue from your knowledge and your expertise that you already have. Think about yourself. What kind of knowledge? Write it down. I'm a retired teacher. I love teaching over 25 years. I used to tell my students, write it down. They're like, Professor Hudson, I didn't know such as. I was like, write it down. So write down, what do you know? Number 1, I know this. Number 2, I know how to do this. Number 3, I help people do. What is your expertise? When we think expert, Marsha, I need to know everything. No, you don't. I'm an expert. I'm an expert in branding. I'm an expert in helping people grow their business. I'm an expert in content, but I don't know everything. But I know enough. Somebody said, if you know enough, if you're in the 8th grade, you could teach a 7th grader. If you're in the 6th grade, you could teach a 5th grader. If you're in the 12th grade, you can teach 11th grade. If you're in first year business, you can teach somebody who's just started a month. So expert doesn't mean you know everything. I'm an expert. I'm a personal brand strategist and I'm good at it. And I can teach it and I can transform people's businesses. What about you? Say that about yourself. And then we package it. Secondly, it will increase your visibility and credibility. We are in a trust recession, 2026. I remember when I was teaching for the SBDC, Jennifer, it was I started, I think it was a long time, 2013 or 2015, over 10 years. And nobody knew me. Nobody trusted me. I didn't have credibility. I'm just hopping on the scene. But it increased your visibility and your credibility. When I get your digital product, whether it's a template or a bundle or a toolkit or an audio course, I'm like, wow, who is this person? This is wonderful. So now you are creating credibility, whereas people don't know you. We all start from zero. No followers, no likes, no comments, no social media. Nobody knows us. We all start from zero. But the way to create visibility and credibility, one good way is through a simple digital product. And so that positions you as the expert and it helps more people discover you. Wow, I found this person. Trust you. Wow, I want to follow this person and learn from you. Wow, now they download, get on your email list. We're going to talk about that. Email is your biggest asset, it is not social media. Email is your biggest asset. Social media goes away now in about 48 hours. And it's a very small fraction of people who see it. Okay. The third thing is create more opportunities. What will this digital product do for me that you're going to talk about today, Marcia? Well, it can lead to so much, whatever it is you want. For me in my life, I don't take everybody anymore. I don't do the hustle culture. I don't do all of that. I don't chase clients. I work with 2 to 3 premium clients. That's it. So whatever it is you want, you might say, well, Marsha, I need 100 clients. Whatever it is you want, a digital product could open a door for new clients. You might want to do speaking engagements. You might want to do training. You might want to work with little chambers or little women's groups. Speaking doesn't just have to be on a big stage. Anytime you show up, you're actually speaking. If you do YouTube video, you're speaking, okay? So it will open that you may be asked to be on a podcast. I've had several people that asked me to be on a podcast, even for this year. Consulting opportunities, if that's something you want. You might say, well, Marsha, I have so much expertise, so much experience, and so many ways to impact and help people. I think I may want to do consulting once a month. Create a life that you want, not one that somebody else. And the hustle culture, if that's not what you want, you don't need to do that. Simplify. Actually, doing less has grown my business to making more. So many opportunities, partnerships, business growth. You may partner with one company. It only takes one touch of favor. Bam. So there's so many opportunities. And the good news is you don't have to be overwhelmed and you don't have to do a lot. Okay. So, okay, Marcia. All right. The elephant in the room. Here we go. AI. And I know so many people have so many ideas about AI. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I use AI. I'm going to check the chat in a minute. So using AI to help with ideas. Okay. And of course, I was a writing professor, literature professor for over 25 years. I started straight out of college. And teachers are really concerned. Well, students are going to plagiarize. Students have been plagiarizing long before AI. Okay, I'll tell you that they've been plagiarizing long. You have to teach people how to use it and ethically, how to use it efficiently and effectively. Write that down. That's good. How to use AI. I actually have a program that I teach on that. How to use AI ethically, efficiently, and effectively. Then AI becomes your growth partner because it helps you to use it and still sound like yourself. It helps you to use it and still not steal other people's stuff. It helps you to use it and cut down. One lady used to tell me, she goes, I don't like doing emails because it would take me 4 hours to do them. I can do an email with AI now that sounds like me in about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes. Whereas as a writing professor, it used to take me a long time to write a lot of stuff. So now it's helping me to be efficient, effective. How can I run my business with a system? Because I am known as the queen of systems. I believe in systems for everything. There was a lady I was working with, a client. She goes, you like the queen of systems. I was like, I love that. I think I'm gonna use that. We need a system for visibility. We need a system for growing our business. We need a system for content. We need a system for getting the right client. Everything runs on system. I'm here in my home in Houston. It's hot in Houston. I need an air conditioning system to be cool. If that air conditioning system goes out, you can best believe I'm calling my guy ever, and I'm hoping he will come today. My car runs on a system. It has all of these buttons. If something is not working, the car doesn't run well. So we can have many tools, but if something is off in the system, it doesn't run well. So I'm trying to help you think about online courses, templates, guides, things we're going to talk about. How can I use and think about yourself? How can I learn? Maybe you don't know how to use it, because putting a prompt is not using AI. Okay, give me this. That's not using AI. But how can I use AI? That's what you say to yourself. How can I use AI to make my business ethical? Because you do want to be ethical. I'm all about integrity and I'm all about ethical. Okay, I don't even take clients if they are not about integrity and ethical. Okay. You got to think, how can I run my business ethically? Secondly, how can I be efficient? You're busy. You're busy. You got life, you got family, you got things, you're busy. But you have to figure out, how can I maybe put 2 hours a week into growing my brand? Because that's really pretty much all you need. It's not about doing more anymore. People are not into a lot of stuff. They just want to know, Marsha, how can you help me with the problem I have? They just want to know, Andorra, how can you help me? Jenny, Holly, how can you help me? They just want to know that. And they don't want to be overwhelmed with it. They want a solution. AI helps you with those ideas. So it's not your replacement. AI is your growth partner. Now, don't go down the AI rabbit hole because there are so many tools. But I will tell you the tools that I use. You can take a screenshot, write it down. I will tell you the tools that I use. And I have a team now, okay? And I have an assistant, I have a video editor, I have a little small team that I work with. But we don't go down the rabbit hole. So let me tell you the 6 tools. And if you're just starting, you may only need 2. Don't forget, I've been doing this a long time and full time since 2023, January 2023. You may only need 1 or 2 tools. Don't overwhelm yourself. You have a life. You have things you want to do, but you want to build your brand and build your business, especially with a digital product, even when you're not on. I use ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT for different things. Sometimes I'll use ChatGPT when I'm creating content for a client, whether it's email or social media. I use Claude more so now because it does a little bit more of what I need. I help people write their books. I help people do different things. And so I use ChatGPT and Claude for different things when it comes to content and for different types of content. And sometimes I'll use them both and I'll put together what they said and then I'll put in my thoughts and then I'll create what I want to create. I never put a prompt in and keep it moving. when I'm creating content, I always have a planning day every week. I'm a strategist and I have clients. Okay. You may be just starting. You don't need to do all of this, but I have a team too. I used to be one person. So you can't do everything as a team. But when I'm creating my thoughts for the next week, I have a day. I have a planning day. I might go to Starbucks, spend a few hours. Well, it takes me about an hour back and forth. So if you're putting something in, give me this, that's not enough. Okay. Sometimes I use Gemini. All right. Sometimes I teach my clients to use Gemini for different things. Gamma is for slideshows. You remember PowerPoint? Well, it's Gamma. Okay. Gamma will you put your ideas in and it will create the whole thing for you. Isn't that wonderful? Whereas I used to use PowerPoint, I had to put this and I had to find my graphics, I had to put my information, not with Gamma. I just put my ideas. This is my idea for slide one, and it creates the whole thing. It's wonderful, isn't it? I use Perplexity for research. I research everything. You never just want to hop online and start doing stuff. You got to see if there's a demand, and you have to see if it's marketable. And I tell my clients, you have to make sure your audience will pay. Okay, so I use Perplexity for research and I use Notebook LM for video. I might put a video link in from YouTube, study it or whatever, and think about something. So that's my toolkit for AI. Like I say, you may just start with ChatGPT and Claude. I'm really moving more over to Claude because it works for what I need and what my clients, because my clients make money, but sometimes it's inconsistent. My clients are high ticket premium clients. They want to move to the next level. So you pick what works well for you. You might say, well, Marsha, how do I find out? YouTube is our friend. Okay. Go to YouTube and type in, tell me about ChatGPT. Go to YouTube and type in, tell me about Claude. And you will learn what you need for each one to see which one works best for you. Okay. Now, I can't go into all of them, but YouTube is a great resource to learn what to do and how it will help you. Okay. All right, so let me go into, we getting ready to go into the digital products. Let me go check the chat for a minute. Ready. Okay, be sure and write your questions down because I can answer those. I think Jennifer made a very good point, and I think I heard when we talking, let me tell you something I did in the beginning. I hope I could save you all of this time, okay? 8 months, all right? 8 months. When I first started my business, broad equals broke, specific equals sales. If I could tell you anything, I hope you write that down. Broad equals broke, trying to do everything, trying to have a lot of stuff, trying to serve everybody, you serve no one. It took me 8 months and I had to get a coach to finally learn that, because we think if I do this, if I have this, I have more people, I can make more money. It doesn't work like that. But when we're trying to serve everyone and we're trying to be everything for everyone and we don't, it's very hard to scale, because now you're just speaking in the void and you're not speaking to that one particular person. So write this down. Broad equals broke, specific equals sales. I learned it the hard way. Okay. So if you're trying to do so many things for so many people, you're going to be calling me in December at the end of the year saying, you were right, Marsha, it's not working. And we do not want to do things that are not working. Okay. So let's talk about digital product one. I like to say, and I know it's true, I do a lot of research. I never tell you something that's old. I'm not going to tell you something that worked in 2025 because it no longer works in 2026. I have to speak for companies, so I can't tell you anything that's old. So one digital product per problem. Don't let it solve 3, 4 problems. Broad equals broke, specific equals sales. Now, you might say, okay, Marsha, I'm trying to get my business going, or I'm trying to get it to the next level. I don't suggest more than 3 digital products. I prefer one, at least for 90 days. But if you feel like, well, I got a lot, I don't suggest a lot, because when people have too many choices, they don't choose. You got 10 things up there. That's too much. People don't choose. So you can do things in a certain order. So let's talk about digital product one, the playbook or the guide. Okay. And I'm going to be showing you some samples. I think what Jennifer said. So you might say, okay, well, Marsha, what is that and how can I create it and what does it look like? Okay. One specific problem for one specific audience so that they can download it because it's one specific solution. All right. So you have to know, we talked about clarity in the beginning, and I wish I had known this in the beginning when I first started. You have to be clear on who do you want to be known as? Okay. What do you want to be known for? All right. When people don't know what you are known for, it's hard for them to want to even get something from you. Who do you want to be known as? I remember thinking, I can do this, this, this. That's not who I want to be known. I'm a personal brand. I'm a brand strategist. I teach people how to build their brand, and I'm a growth strategist. I teach them how to take their business from one level to the next. And it's not with posting on social media 24/7. I want to be known for that. Who do you want to be known as? Then the second thing is, before you create this playbook, and I'm going to show you in a minute, or guide, who do you serve? Now, if I work with experts, consultants, speakers, and coaches, they all have the same problem. I serve those people. Most of them are over 40, 50, 60, 70. I serve those people. They have expertise and knowledge. They all have the same problem. I'm not working with everybody who wants a business. They all have the same problem. They're stuck. They're scattered. They got lots of ideas. They don't know what to say on social media. AI is scared. They trying to figure out how to build my brand at this age. They all have the same problem. One audience, it can be many people, but they must have the same problem. And then you want to figure out, what solution do I have for my clients? So that's what you think about for you before you get ready to create this playbook or guide. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the share and bring up a sample for you. And you write down maybe ideas that you could create for a playbook or a guide. Oh, and let me give you this. It may be 3 pages, 5 pages, 7 pages. Please don't make it 30 pages. People are not going to read all of it. They're going to think, I don't want that. It's too much stuff. A playbook can be 5 steps. It could be 7 steps. It's a playbook. A guide can have 6 or 7 or 8 pages, and it can be steps, or it could be ways to do this, or it could be things, 5 things for this. Okay, so you want to keep it like that. A product like a playbook or a guide, where people are like, wow, this is the problem I'm having. This playbook or guide will solve it. Okay, so let's look at a sample and of a playbook or a guide, and then you can think about what may work for you. Okay, let me go to, I want to go here. Okay, and I want to share, and I want to go to show you a sample of a playbook or a guide. And let me go to Kit. Okay. All right. Can you see it, Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am, I can see it.
Okay, Kit. Okay. So if you guys are taking notes, kit.com is free. They do have a paid platform, but it's also free. So you might say, well, what is kit.com? Okay, Kit, it could be a place for you to house your playbook. It could be a place for you to house your guide. It could also be a place for you for email. If you're like, Marsha, I really don't have email, which that's your biggest asset, not social media. It can be a place for you to start growing your email. You might say, well, how do I grow my email? The playbook grows it, okay? The digital product grows. Some people give them for free. Like this one, like here, when you get to the end of my presentation, you have a link to get this playbook for free. Now, when people download the playbook, all right, I get their email. So you might say, okay, Marsha, what is the problem that it solves? Here's the problem: inconsistent revenue into consistent client. That's it. If you're like, I'm getting inconsistent revenue, I make money 1 month, but not 2 months, or I do this 1 month, but not this. Well, this playbook is designed to turn inconsistent revenue into consistent client, where you get one client, at least one client a month. If you're a coach, a consultant, or at least your 5 clients a month, or however many you need. You don't go 1 month with something and 3 months without. Your bills are every month, right? So it solves one particular problem for my one particular audience that had the same problem. Okay. And so when you create your playbook or your guide, maybe in Canva, I think Jennifer mentioned Canva or whatever, now you can upload it to Kit for free. Of course, I can't go over all of that in 90 minutes, but now you can upload it to Kit for free. All right. Put some wording, download it, what it's going to do. Then they put their name and their email address and they get it for free. You can put a cost to it. It can be $5, $10, $17, up to you. I just give this one for free. Okay, so you can put a cost. And then you put a little information here over to the left in Kit. You write a little information of what's in it, who's it for, okay? And imagine how it's going to change what you've been doing. And that's it. And so this client attraction playbook does what we say. It creates a system, okay? It creates a system for you to not be inconsistent. It creates a system when you go through the playbook and what the one that you're going to make or the guide that you're going to make, it should create something to give the solution for the problem that your person's having. And you might say, well, Marsha, you're a strategist. Well, this works for any industry. You could be a fitness person. You could be a counselor. You could be a trainer. You could have a business, a brick and mortar. You could be a therapist. You could be, this works for any industry. You can sell products yourself. You can have a store. This works for any industry. Okay, especially for people with knowledge that you can help people who are having the problem that you're having. That's a playbook or a guide. And you might say, well, Marsha, I'm looking in the chat. What's the difference? It's just the name. Now, if you go to Facebook and you see people doing Facebook ads, okay, you see people doing Facebook ads. Well, mainly they may use a guide or a playbook to get your attention. Why? It's not long, it's not complicated, it doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, and they work. Okay? They work. And so that's what you would do. So think about you. You might say, well, why can I make a playbook or a guide? That's when your AI comes to help you. And you put in everything about, write this down. You put in the AI tool of your choice. You put in, I want to create a playbook or a guide for my audience. And then you put in who your audience might be. My audience consists of these people, these people, these people. And then you put in the problem that they have. Maybe you don't know. Don't try to guess. Ask the AI. It knows. What problem do you see that my clients are having? And it will tell you. Can even ask it to interview you. Interview me. Interview me before I create this playbook or guide. And it will interview you. Say, well, what do you want it to be about? Well, what is the problem? Well, who are you working? And so you're going to get all of this information. And then you might say, I want this playbook or guide to do such and such. Your conversation with the AI doesn't replace me. AI is my strategic partner. I'm I'm the mindset behind it. I'm the expert behind it. AI doesn't reply. I don't just let it just do stuff. And then even when it says things, I might say, that's not what I'm thinking. That's not how I sound. That doesn't sound right because AI is not the be all end all. So now you have this whole conversations like you having a conversation with your assistant, and you have to tell your assistant everything about your business, about your thing. And then you say, this is what I want. And then you start getting the information. And you might say, I want 3 segments to my guide. I want 3 segments to my playbook. I want 5 steps. Help me create it. Let's go step by step. So now it gives you step 1. And you might say, okay, change this, this is this, because you're the expert, you know. And then you might say, okay, let's move to step 2. And it gives you this. And so before you know it, you have a guide or a playbook with however many steps. I recommend no more than 5 steps, okay? People don't want 10, 15 steps. I reckon this is an entry. A digital product is an entry to you. So now I recommend no more than 5 steps. And so now you're like, okay, well, generate a cover. Generate a cover for my guide. So now I was going to chat will generate a cover. Then you're going to put, well, who is this for? Give me a paragraph because who is this for? And then you might put your information in. Never make something for no reason. Put your link to your website in it. If you have a call, put your 20-minute call. Like I have a call. People can get on a call with me. A 20-minute call to see where their gaps may be and where they're moving to. The call is not a teaching call. The call is to see if I want to take you and if you feel I can help you with your problem. Okay. And so you might put that in your guide at the end. You see, you might put, maybe you're on LinkedIn at the end. So or maybe you've written a book. Maybe so you put a few things so people can connect with you in your guide or your playbook, and you're done. And so that's how you do product number 1. All right, let me see if I have questions here in the chat about that.
Now, Marcia, you said using kit.com is the tool that really helps you to download that project and capture the email address for people that get it. Now, I attended one of your classes before. I've enjoyed having you as speaker to help with us for several years. And I remember you showing us something on PayHip before. So what's the difference between those 2 tools? And perhaps someone else may have used some other tools that they would want to just wonder what's the difference between them.
I love that question, Jennifer. I just try to stay so I don't go over my time, but I love that. Let me tell you, that's a great question. It's like preference. It's like either you like a Lexus or you like a Mercedes Benz. It's preference. So Kit, and I'll pull up PayHip and have in. Kit.com is a free platform where you can do email, but you can't do email on PayHip. Okay, you can do email on kit.com for free. You can house your product on Kit. You can sell it on Kit. Of course, if you're doing the free version, of course, they're going to take a few dollars. Amazon does it too. So it's just preference. So Kit, but the only thing with Kit is it does have an email aspect. Okay, some people may already have constant contact or something else, and so they don't need that. With PayHip is more geared toward just selling your digital storefront. So PayHip is more of a digital storefront, whereas Kit is more of a business growth platform. So let me bring up, I didn't have it in my share thing, but let me see if I can go find, give me a minute, because I didn't have this to bring it up. Let me see. I don't want to get out of here. Give me a minute. Let me go see if I can
Yeah,
find.
I know we have about 30 minutes left.
Okay, let me see if I can find PayHip. Do you want me to bring it up or no?
Are you finding, I was just looking to see if our participants were adding any other comment on that as I asked them who's used either tool. But are you finding a certain subject of content resonates in searches that people are looking for the most?
Okay, that's PayHip. So what was your question, Jennifer?
Are
That's
you finding a certain type of content is resonating with consumers who are buying these products? Or
Yes, it just depends on so as far as content resonating with consumers, we don't you got to think about your area of expertise. Your content only needs to focus on your people. So it just depends on what, like if you're a fitness person, your content needs to be fitness, but it can't be everything. So if they had a problem, it resonates with them. Okay. If you are a consultant and you're teaching leadership development, if they have the problem, it resonates with them. If I'm a brand strategist and they had a problem where, like your business, they want to grow their business, they want to know how to get your different resources, then they come to your business, Jennifer. So it resonates with them. In other words, whatever problem your actual client may be having, your content will resonate with them. Never think, let me make this for everybody. That doesn't work. So, whatever your content is and whatever the problem your person is having, that content resonates with them. Okay, it's a lot
ooh,
because people are not going to go over too much. Remember, a digital product is $17. I'm going to show you some, or $10. It's not to give the whole kitchen sink. It's just an entry product. You want people to come into your sphere, your niche through an entry. A digital product is $7. Some of them are $17, $27. They're low ticket items. So you're not giving the whole kitchen sink. They need to get with you to get into a program or get your higher ticket item that you're having or that you're selling. So let's say you say QuickBooks, templates might be better for you. When we talk about digital product, we can't think about the whole thing. It's a piece of the pie. So I don't know if some of you are members of Costco or members of Sam's Club, or you go to HEB. Let me use a sample of a digital product. When I go to Sam's Club or HEB, they have samples. And so, we'll go down and we'll get a sample of the pie. Taste this sample. It's this little sample. If I take the sample and I was like, that's good, I'll put the whole product in my basket. That's how you have to think of a digital product. It's not the whole thing. It's a sample to get people into your system. Maybe you have a bigger product. Maybe you have a program. Maybe you teach QuickBooks. Maybe you got a 4-week QuickBook session or 8-week. As to get them into your bigger thing. They're not going to learn QuickBooks with no digital product. They're not going to learn QuickBooks with a digital product. They're going to get a sound. You're not going to learn in 90 minutes. You're not going to learn how to do a whole brand of a digital product. You get a sample. Then you get with the person for the whole thing. So they get with you to learn QuickBooks. It might be 4 weeks or 8 weeks. The digital product, and a lot of people think this, the digital product is the whole, and $17, $27, really? So that's a great question. So the digital product for any business, some people, the content may work better with a guide. You got to figure out what your clients like, and AI helps with that. Some people, the content works better with a template. Some people, the content works better with an audio course, like we're going to talk. That's why I picked the top three for 2026. It may change in a few months. It may change, but the top three things that people want now to get into your system are a playbook or a guide, templates. Go to Etsy. You'll see they sell it like crazy, or audio course. Those are the top three right now. The top. So if you're like, I want to create something, but you got to think about what is it that your audience may like. I like playbooks. I love them. I like audio courses. I like templates. What is your person like? Ask a few people. That's another thing. Text a few people you know and say, I'm thinking about making such and such. What do you think you would like? A playbook, templates, or an audio course? Ask some people. So that's a very good point. Let's move to product 2 before we run out of time, because I'm going to give you product 2 templates. Okay. I want to show you how email works well. I'm going to show you a few people who send me templates all of the time on my email, and they work. I buy $27. I bought something yesterday. It was $29. It works. They're not giving me their whole thing. It's just a sample. So let me show you. I'm going to show you some email. Let me bring up the email from my email that people have emailed me. Katie Lance. Okay, I like Katie Lance. All right. She actually wants me to be on her podcast. You can find her on Facebook or IG. But Katie Lance works with she works with entrepreneurs who are in the real estate business. Look at her template. These are her June. She makes one every month, $27. You think that's her whole program? No, Katie Lance wants you to get into her system. So eventually you either get into her membership or you coach with her or you buy her bigger product. Okay. A digital product is the entry into you. So this is Katie Lance. I used to buy a lot of stuff from Katie Lance. I got to know her. She wants me to be on a podcast. When I get on there, I send you a link and tell you when I'm going to be on there. She wanted me to be on this April, but other things happened in my life, so I had to put it off. So here is her template, not $27. Okay, and then here's the information. Who is for, who will love it. I'm telling you, this works. Can you imagine if 10 people bought this from her email list? That's $270. She has a big email list. What if 20 people bought it? That's almost $600. And you weren't even on. Your product was working for you. So what if you sent it to 100 people in your email list and 10 people bought it? What if you sent it to 100, 200 people? You don't even need a big list. You don't need 10,000 followers who are not doing anything. We got to get rid of all of that followers. That doesn't bring money to the bank account. I would prefer to have 200 people who had a problem I solved versus 20,000 people to just say follower. That doesn't bring money to the bank account. So 200 people getting this email, if 30 people bought it, you just made $600 something and you weren't even on. It actually works, by the way. And so that's templates. Let me show you another sample in case and Jennifer brought up a good question, in case your people like templates, okay? Templates, I think templates would be great for something that Jennifer does with her QuickBooks. I'm going to show you another one. Here it is. Melissa Ingo. She sends me so many emails. I have purchased so much stuff, low ticket items, templates. Emails, not social media, email. Okay. Done with you, offer blueprint. She got templates in it, $44. These are low ticket items. Okay. Digital products. Now, if they didn't work, why are so many people doing it? People don't do things for no reason. I don't, as a business owner. People don't keep doing things that's not working. I don't. People don't do things that's not bringing them in any money. You have to have money to run a business. So you have a low ticket item. Okay. So those were samples of digital product 2 templates. Okay. Oh, I'm going to show you this other one. You might like this. This was called a funnel map. It's like templates, but it's like a little map, like it's 3 parts to the map, like a road map. Okay. How much is this one? $27. See what people are offering? Some of them 17, some of them 27, some of them 30. See, this is a funnel map. You have so many opportunities. And the good news, this could be made before this week is over. We keep waiting, and then weeks turn to months, months turn to years. We keep waiting, or we keep staying stuck doing the same thing, thinking, well, I could do this. And if you know you can't, then you want to get help for it. So those are templates. It could be a map. It could be templates or, something like that. Okay. And these are people who email me all of the time and I buy stuff from them. So that's digital product 2. Okay. Now let's move to digital product 3 as we get ready to wrap up. Audio course, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I even created one. At the end, you'll have a scan. You can go to it. Audio courses. Some people don't want to do videos, and people don't have time to do video. But baby, you can make it video also. But an audio course can be created in one day if you know how to do it. Okay, I actually teach people how to do an audio course in one day. So the audio course, people can listen to it while they are walking. They can listen to it while they are on the treadmill at the gym. They can listen to it while they're in the car, whatever they can be listening to. I'll take Jennifer as an example. She does QuickBooks. Okay, let's say you need to learn it. Okay, which most people probably do. Well, she could do an audio course, and it could have 4 or 5 short audios. Okay. She's not going to get a whole thing because you need to hire her to teach you the whole thing. But she could have 4 to 5 short 5 to 6 minute audios. Okay. So, and make her audio course. Okay. And I'm going to show you an example. So the first one could be welcome to, and she could do it in Zoom. Okay. And you don't even have to dress up or put on any makeup because it's audio, right? So you hit your Zoom link and you're like, welcome to our course, QuickBooks for your business, whatever she calls it, right? And then so she gives the first piece of information for that audio. Not long, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Click, save it. Audio lesson 2. Welcome to lesson 2. The next thing we need to do for QuickBooks, 5 to 7 minutes, not long. Save it. Zoom. Number 3. Welcome to lesson 3. Now, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to do blah, blah, blah. Not long. And 4 and 5. I never recommend more than 5. Sell it for $37, $47. What happens? People are like, oh my goodness, she gave me such a great sample of QuickBooks. I want to get on a call with her. She could probably teach me how to use it for my business. You're not going to learn QuickBooks from an audio lesson. You're going to learn it from Jennifer or you, whoever you are, and whatever you do. Okay. So that's how audio course. So you made 4 to 5 lessons. You recorded them on Zoom. Now I'm going to show you where I put mine. Okay. You can put it in different places. My course is on Podia. Okay. You could take a screenshot, look it up later. Podia is my platform because my business has grown. I want to put everything in one place. I don't want to be all over the place. I can put courses there. I can do coaching there. I can put consulting there. I can put books and whatever. Okay. I can have my community there. So I use Podia. It is a paid platform. They do not have free. But there are others, like we talked about, PayHip. Okay. So here is the audio course. $37 audio course. I have 6 lessons on this one. Take a look. And
Now, Marsha, one of the other books you showed earlier was like $27. This is $37. How do you decide that price point for the entrepreneur who's going to be new to this? How do they
okay,
decide
that's
that
a
price
great
point?
idea. The way I decide, Jennifer, that's a great question. I do the research. I never just say, I think I'm gonna do such and such and make it this. I do the research online on either AI. I might say, this is such and such. What is a good price point for this? I have this and it, this and it might say $27. But then I look at other people's success leaves clues. I never just think of stuff. I might go check out something on LinkedIn or Facebook. Success leaves clues. So if I see everybody selling their playbook for $27, $37, that's a good price point. So you decide if you want it to be $27 or $37. If I see people selling a mini course for $97, success leaves clues. Follow people who are doing it and model. You don't have to copy, but model. So that's a great question. You choose price points by what's working, what other people who are successful are doing, and AI will help you. Okay, so that's a very good question. So let me go to, that is the audio course sample. I just showed you the audio course sample. All right. So why do, let me go back. I want to go back. Let me go back. Okay, here it is. Why do most digital products not sell? Okay, you might want to take a screenshot, might want to take a note or listen. If you've gotten away from me, come back. Or you say, well, Marsha, I want to make a digital product. Okay, it's just, it's the beginning of the week now, a few days, you're done. Why do they not sell? Because we don't want to make something that doesn't sell. Number one, unclear messaging. I talked about that. The foundation has to be clear. Who is it? People don't understand what it is, who it's for, why they need it. You know why? We try to do too many things, too much stuff, too much. We put too much stuff in it, and all of this because you're trying to give people all of this stuff for $27, and you shouldn't. Okay. Number two, the wrong audience. Okay. You're marketing to the right product. It could be a wonderful product, but the wrong people. You can have a wonderful product but be marketed to all the wrong 20,000 of the wrong people. No real problem is being solved. You need a problem. What problem? You can write this down for yourself in the workbook when you get it later. What are the problems that your actual person that you want to work with? What problems do they have? Number one, they do this, they have this. Well, then you need one thing to solve that problem. Poor positioning. Okay, your product doesn't stand out and it doesn't communicate. So we think, I need to be on LinkedIn, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be on Instagram. Oh my God, who has time for all of that? That's not the case. You can position yourself in one place. Okay, no customer journey. So the product is not connected to something bigger. You put everything into a $37 product. But then why do they need to get something bigger from you? No strategy. So you just put everything they need. It's like, I'm not making any money, Marsha. Well, you didn't have a customer journey. That's the beginning of the journey. $27, $37, $47. That's the beginning. $97. That's the beginning of their journey. That's not the destination. The product is rarely the problem. And you're like, I created this, it's not working. Let me create this. That's not working. Let me create a template. That's not working. Let me create a bundle. That's not the problem. The problem is usually the strategy. That's why they don't sell. So you can use social media, email, blogs to promote your digital product. LinkedIn, you do not need to be on every social media site. Pick one. It's for visibility. It doesn't bring in clients and they don't hardly let anybody see. It's for visibility. Describe yourself on LinkedIn, become known for it. Email, kit.com. You can promote your digital product on kit.com, and you can promote your digital product on Substack. It takes about 2 hours a week. That's it for everything. Now, anybody who doesn't have 2 hours a week, number one, I don't work with people who they don't want to grow their business. Okay. All of these are free. All right. All of these are free. So you can promote. You might say, well, Marsha, how do I promote it? You take a screenshot. I just gave you 3 ways to promote it. So when you post a LinkedIn, at the bottom of your post, you say, be sure and grab my playbook. When you go to kit.com, be sure and download my playbook. It's only such and such. When you do a blog on Substack, which is free, be sure and get my blog. Be sure and get my templates. Okay. Last thing I'm going to show you, because I want to give you samples. Last thing I'm going to show you Substack. You might say, well, what's that, Marsha? Substack is a great place for your blog. Yeah. Okay. Blog is wonderful. People find you through a blog. Okay. This is my Substack page. All right. And Substack is free. All right. And so if you're thinking, what do you mean blog? There it is. You could do a Substack twice a month. Problem. So your action plan would be 3-2-1 formula that I created. 3 days a week for social media, 2 platforms, LinkedIn or Substack, 1 email or newsletter a week. It only takes 2 hours a week. Take a screenshot. It only takes 2 hours a week, at the most 3. When I work with clients, I ask them, do you have 2 to 3 hours a week to build your business and change things and do something different? Because we're not going to do the same thing. Social media is not the answer to the same thing. So I did make it to the end. So today you got the why from me, why you should do a digital product. If you want to know the implementation, the how, scan that bar. Okay, I have a few slots open for a 20-minute complimentary call. You can email me and say, Marsha, I want one of those slots. Okay. I want one of those slots. So scan it, takes you to the free playbook. Download it. It's free. It's free. The client attraction playbook system is free, and you're going to love it. It's going to show you where your gaps are and what do you need to do to fix them for the last segment of 2026. And like I say, if you want to get on a call, there's my email, marshallhustontraining at gmail. It should say at gmail.com, marshallhustontraining at gmail.com. But the call is not a coaching. It is not a training. It is to see where your gaps, what's been keeping you stuck, what's keeping you from moving forward, and if I can help you with that. Okay. So get the client attraction playbook for free. And you also can see the audio series. And then there's the email, marshallhustontraining at gmail. It should say at gmail.com. All right. So I have 7 minutes. Yeah.